people, you don't have to go to the movies. You don't have to go out for dinner. You can just spend time with the most wonderful gifts you can ever have.
Exactly.
As the children.
That was Maye Musk, Elon Musk's mother. And she just wants to give you some advice. Kids are wonderful. She loved child rearing. She loved raising children. And even if you can't afford them, you should have them. And I'm getting real tired of this advice. I gotta be honest with you. Okay, so look, let's get into the details here. Here's the full clip of what she had to say. I wanna be fair to her, give her this, have you hear her statements in full context before we get judgmental about what she had to say. Cenk wants to talk and hopefully it's quick, go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna give you all of it, but we're also gonna solve the mystery of did Elon Musk grow up with an emerald mine? Because it's relevant to this story.
Yeah, okay, let's watch.
And you were recently getting a lot of attention because there was a comedian online who said, listen, I get it. People don't want to have, they're talking about the birth rate, which your son talks a lot about it declining and the problems for humanity with that. And you said to his response about it being too expensive to have kids, you said, that's not the way to think about this. Explain.
Well, when I had my children, we were in a 2-bedroom small apartment overlooking a garage. And then the next year, I have the second child, we had an apartment with a view. And then by the third child, we could get a 2-bedroom house. And you just, as you move on, you start doing better and better. But people, you don't have to go to the movies. You don't have to go out for dinner. You can just spend time with the most wonderful gifts you can ever have.
Exactly.
As the children.
Okay. Look, I've heard this same argument made many times. I think minimizing financial difficulties with ridiculous solutions like just don't go out to eat and don't go to the movies is laughable, especially in the context of the United States where things that you need for your kids to survive, things like healthcare, things like, obviously the cost of raising a kid in the United States, a system that doesn't really have the kind of support that other developed countries have. It's incredibly difficult. We don't have paid family leave. We don't have affordable childcare in America. And we do need dual income households in order to make ends meet. Most people don't make enough money to live in a single income household and raise children at the same time. So it's much more complicated. However, Cenk, I wanna play devil's advocate for a minute. Family member of mine who has too many kids, if you ask me, argues that, listen, what happens is when you have kids, it lights a fire under your ass and you wanna get after it. And so you start working harder because you gotta earn more, because you gotta take care of these kids. Was that your experience?
No.
Okay.
So first of all, let me state the obvious, everyone's different, right? And for me, there was a fire under my ass from the day I was born.
That's true.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't need kids to go, oh, maybe I should try something bold, right? Maybe I should try something big. Maybe I should work harder. So that doesn't resonate with me at all. But I'm sure that person you're talking about, it did resonate with them.
Yeah.
And remember when we talked to Charlie Kirk and he was like basically said, I didn't really care much about the world until I had kids. And then I made me realize, and I'm paraphrasing, you can go back and watch the interview, et cetera. He's like, did you guys care about other people before you had kids? And I was like, yeah, I did. So everybody's different and they have a different reaction to kids. In terms of what Maye Musk is saying there, look, if she loved having the kids and that helped her and she felt great about it, no problem.
Right.
The only thing that we're asking, and I would never have a problem with that. I have 28 kids, what do I care? It's not my business, it's your business, right? So the only thing that I ask is that you not judge others. And I don't think that's a big ask, right? But oftentimes people on the pro-kid side, they view that as an outrageous ask. What do you mean I don't get to judge you? Of course I want to judge you. Of course I want to tell you what to
judge you for not having kids?
Yeah, for not having kids.
No, I get it. And you can judge me. I don't have kids. I've made the decision along with my husband. We don't want to have kids. You can judge me, but I feel bliss in regard to that decision because it's just not right for everybody. Not everyone is meant to have children. And so this pressure, this constant pressure for people to have kids because the birth rate is dropping, is a little mental. So Elon Musk, much like his mother Maye, is pushing for this. He says birth rates continue to plummet. Population collapse is a certainty. Population collapse due to low birth rates is a much bigger risk to civilization than global warming. But let's keep it real. Again, the United States, the only developed country that doesn't have paid family leave. Also a developed country with extremely high costs associated with childcare. It costs $375,000 to raise a child born in 2023. Okay, from the moment they're born till they're 18. So that doesn't even include the cost of higher education. And it doesn't include other things that you might want to do, certain extracurriculars and things like that. When adjusting USDA estimates for inflation, parents can expect to pay between $16,227 and $18,226 a year raising a child born in 2023. That's a lot of money.
No, just don't go to the movies.
Oh yeah, that's right. By the way,
because the movies cost $16,000 these days.
Well, movies are a little too expensive these days. I will say that. But it's like you're not going to somehow save enough money to raise a child comfortably by not going to the movies.
So to me, Elon and Maye Musk are different cases. Maye Musk is looking at it from the perspective of older folks who grew up at a different time and have a different perspective.
True.
So they think, well, when we were growing up, if we didn't go to the movies a couple of times, we could save up enough money to buy a 2-bedroom house, right? These days, you can not go to the movies and not go outside of your house from here to time immemorial, and you're not gonna collect enough money to save a house because the houses are worth so much money that it's nearly impossible to buy them because things have changed.
Yeah.
But older folks cannot get that through their heads. They think that it's the same as it was 50 years ago. No, the government and the donors to that government corrupted things so much that things have changed for the worse in a massive way. So please stop patronizing us.
So let's talk a little bit about the different reality that Elon Musk may have experienced growing up. Now, there's been this big mystery about whether or not Elon Musk's father owned emerald mines. And so let's get into that, because did Elon Musk grow up poor or did he grow up rich because his father had emerald mines?
Because she just said they were, growing up above a garage.
So
because that confused me. I'm like, wait, emerald mine, but why were you above a garage?
So I believe her because she had eventually gone through a divorce with Elon Musk's father and she was a single mom. Right? I don't know exactly what her financial situation was. So I don't want to just assume that she was like well-to-do, right?
No, and I want to be clear too. I don't think she's lying. I think that those things actually did happen.
Yeah.
Right? But it depends on, like, yes, but did you have financial backup and you were doing that as, voluntarily, as opposed to, no, I had no financial backup, no safety net at all, and didn't have peace of mind, etc. So both things can be true at the same time. So like if you're above a garage, but you're sitting on an emerald mine, the garage is above an emerald mine, then you're please spare me the advice about how to pull myself up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when it comes to Elon Musk's father, back in 2018, he had an interview with Business Insider, and Elon Musk, that's his father, claimed that the family did in fact have money. We were very wealthy, he said. We had so much money at times we couldn't even close our safe.
Oh my God.
Some of the wealth came from the half share in a Zambian emerald mine Errol owned. Once in New York, Elon and his brother Kimball sold 2 emeralds from the mine while Errol was asleep, he said. Now, Elon Musk claims there was no emerald mine. Like, my family didn't own an emerald mine. Later in Musk's biography, his father admitted he never owned a mine. Look, I just think he owned shares in a mine or owned part of a mine. I don't know.
Look, I'm just gonna take the guy's word for it. He said he owned a mine. Why would anybody lie about that? And then he had so much money he couldn't close his safe. So yeah, look, I have a theory on this, but I like the last part of it here because Elon does a tweet where he says the fake emerald mine thing is so annoying. Like, where exactly is this thing anyway? And then there's a community note from X that says, in a 2014 phone interview with Ask Men, Musk said, "This is going to sound slightly crazy, but my father also had a share in an emerald mine in Zambia."
Okay.
Okay, well, so that settles it.
By the way, can I just look, for all the issues with Elon Musk and X, I really like community notes. I think community notes are good.
Yeah, they're interesting. I mean, it's a little bit of accountability and it's better than banning, right? And so
100%, I like it way more.
And you know what we always said, what we said about Megyn Kelly and so many others is, why are you canceling her? Or why don't you just have a conversation and talk about, in her case, the blackface, why is it offensive? What's the history behind it, et cetera.
Right.
And so this is, in a sense, having a small conversation about it. And I like that they were principled enough that they applied it to Elon as well. And that's actually definitely credit where credit is due on that one. And look, I'll read you the last part of it too, just so you have total clarity. He says, in that community note, they say his father, Elon Musk, told Business Insider he purchased a 50% share in the mine for 40,000 pounds after selling a plane for 80,000 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
As you do.
So like that's back in I think the 1970s or 60s or whenever that was. So that was a lot of money back then. But I want to say though, to be fair, it wasn't like millions or billions, right? So you could have an emerald mine apparently and not necessarily have it cost that much or even produce that much. But the part where his dad says we had so much money we couldn't close our safe, it's a little telling, right? So bottom line is, I don't know that mine made them the richest people on earth already. I don't think so. But did it put them in a situation where they could go to the movies and still wind up, oh, look at that, we wound up with a big house and et cetera. Did it give him enough of a leg up that he had expanded opportunities?
Peace of mind.
And peace of mind? Of course it did, guys. It doesn't mean that he didn't earn what he got, right? That's a different conversation. But just have the decency not to pretend to us that you're poverty stricken and then lecture us about how we should have more kids. Because don't worry, things are gonna get better and better. But they don't get better and better for everyone, especially if they don't own an emerald mine.
Right. And look, if you really want to have children and you want to make it work, where there's a will, there's a way. I am a believer in that. I just don't have the will. And so there is no way.
And by the way, that's fair. That's fair. It's called America. Why are we having a conversation about this? Freedom, let freedom reign. If you want to have 28 kids, have them. If you want to have 0, have them. And don't tell me about global warming on either side.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
It's such a, all right. Just please do what makes sense for you instead of people lecturing you. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.